So Coming to America just came out on Amazon Prime. Sorry, Coming to America. It is a sequel to Eddie Murphy's classic comedy, Coming to America, that has been highly anticipated by absolutely nobody. Unfortunately, when comedies are made years and years after the original, they usually suck. But we have had a couple gems over the years. So today we're going to be counting down the top 5 best comedy sequels that came out years after the original. Now, usually comedy sequels are not a great idea. They usually try to cash in on the success of the original, and they don't do a very good job of it. Hangover! But we have had a couple gems, like 22 Jump Street, and there's definitely more. And there's a few on the list today. So without further ado, let's just hop into the list. Number 5 is Bill and Ted Face the Music. Now, to be completely honest, I was a little bit let down by this sequel. I thought it was a little lackluster. I didn't find it as funny as maybe I wanted it to be. But I think the reason I didn't absolutely love it was because my friends who had seen it told me that it was really funny, which in turn got my expectations up higher than they would have been if I hadn't known that. That's also not to say that I didn't enjoy the movie. I thought it was funny. I thought it had some good moments. It might not have been as funny as Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, but then again, I wasn't expecting it to be. At number 4, we've got Anchorman 2. Now this one, of course, didn't get the greatest reviews, but also didn't get awful reviews either. I thought this was a fun movie. You know, I thought it had great cameos, it had some great supporting performances, and it did a good job of transitioning from the 70s, the era of the originals, into the 80s. Of course, it was a bit too similar to the original film, where it just followed the same kind of structure. Oh, he's successful. Oh, he goes away for a while. Oh, he comes back. We've seen it, we get it, we know it. But every time that Will Ferrell and Adam McKay worked together, or worked, it was always a good time. They made Talladega Nights, Step Brothers, the original Anchorman, the other guys, and honestly, if Anchorman 2 is your weakest movie, then you've got a great set of 5 movies between 2 really funny people. Anchorman 2 might not be a movie that I go back to a lot, but it is one that I do enjoy. Coming in at number 3, this one's not so much a comedy as it is an action movie, but it does have a lot of funny moments in it. Number 3 is Bad Boys for Life. I'm gonna level with you. I've only seen the first Bad Boys. Haven't seen the second one, and I wasn't even that big of a fan of the first one. So when I saw the trailer for Bad Boys for Life, I thought, I'm not seeing that. Also add on to the fact that it's coming out in January of 2020, I'm thinking this is not going to be very good. Then I hear great reviews. I hear it's a lot of fun. I hear a lot of people enjoy it, and I thought, you know what? I'll give it a shot. And it ended up at number 10 on my best of 2020 list that I do on my podcast, The Greg and Matt Movie Chat. Check us out. Martin Lawrence and Will Smith have great chemistry, and you've also got some newcomers like Vanessa Hudgens and Alexander Ludwig, who personally I didn't think I was going to enjoy in this movie, but they surprised me. This is one to check out if you like action comedies, if you like Will Smith, or if you just like having a good time. Check this one out. Don't miss it. Coming in at number 2, we got Borat Subsequent Movie Film. I can't believe we have 3 movies from 2020 on this list. I thought it was a bad year for movies. To my surprise, I guess it's not. Commenting on political issues that we're still dealing with a great sense of humor, as well as being probably the only movie to successfully tackle the COVID-19 pandemic and make it funny. I mean, that's just saying something about Sacha Baron Cohen's writing and humor. Not to mention it caught Rudy Giuliani with his pants down, figuratively and almost literally, as well as it introduced us to the great actress that is Maria Bakalova. This has gone on to win Golden Globes, such as Best Actor in a Comedy or Musical, and Best Comedy or Musical, and I hope it does well at the Oscars. Borat's Subsequent Movie Film might not have been as funny as the original, but man, this was a great comedy for 2020. And coming in at number 1 is Toy Story 3 and 4, if you want to count that as well. I don't know how Pixar does it. They make a great movie, and then years later, they release a movie that's either just as good or better. They've made, you know, Incredibles 2, which a lot of people love, and then they made Finding Dory and Monsters University. Okay, well, they made Incredibles 2, which a lot of people love. But they also made Toy Story 3, which is a great movie. It made you cry, and to be honest, the amount of times that people talk about Toy Story 3 kind of makes me think that people like this a lot more than they like Toy Story 1 and 2. Also, it's got great voice performances from Ned Beatty as Lotso and Michael Keaton as Ken. Michael Keaton! Michael Keaton is in this movie! Toy Story 3 is so good that they didn't even need Toy Story 4. And with that in mind, Toy Story 4 was surprisingly really great. I thought they were going to ruin the franchise by trying too hard. But then they got Keanu Reeves, Jordan Peele, Keegan-Michael Key, Christina Hendricks. It was phenomenal. So with that being said, my favorite comedy sequels are Toy Story 3 and Toy Story 4. But I like Toy Story 3 much more. But Toy Story 4 is still good. Still really good. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to try and do these videos weekly or bi-weekly. I'll try and do top 10s, maybe some movie reviews. I'm excited to posting more on this channel. Thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully Coming to America is somewhat decent. Oh boy.